Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Endah Susaeni. Welcome to the seminar of research proposal entitled A Study on the Interlingual Subtitle in Teaching Vocabulary for 11 Grades of Senior High School 3 Ciamis in the academic year of 2019-2020. And firstly, I would like to tell you about my background of the study. We all know that English is an international language, and it makes English as the most commonly spoken language in the world. Besides, as a nation with an identity of non-international language speaking country, Indonesia officially places English as a second language learning. So, English is definitely play an important part in Indonesia's education to be studied, start from basic education to university education by students as a foreign language learner. And the group of words, or on the other name vocabulary, is the first thing noticed by someone in order to use languages, not only as the first thing to learn according to Lover. Vocabulary learning is the heart of language learning and language use. Thus, the actual definition of vocabulary mastery is when someone knows the words in and out, or what is the meaning of the words and words context. The lack of vocabulary can also make someone difficult to express what they feel. So basically, a foreign language learner's comprehension can be seen from their mastery of vocabulary. Because we will not able to speak without words, we will not able to write without dictions, and listening will be difficult without vocabulary. After all, it's only about words that are important in language learning. And the importance of vocabulary in language learning makes the majority of English language teachers looking for the best way to teach a vocabulary for their students. Since learning vocabulary through textbooks and audio seems to be boring media for students in today's digital era or digital age, as Frankie said, our students have changed radically. Today's students are no longer the people of our educational system designed to teach. So the progress of the era of delivering high interest after invention of computers, mobile phones, TVs, video sites, MP3s, and etc. And one of them called audiovisual are inspirable from their lives, which in fact also indirectly present authentic language teaching. For example, a movie with native language subtitle or interlingual subtitles, according to NERV 2008, makes a distinction between interlingual and intralingual subtitles. The language of intralingual subtitles is the same as of the dialogues provided in the video, and on the other hand, interlingual subtitle is different from the audio or the language provided in the video. And unconsciously, when they watch movies provided with the subtitle of two different languages, they learn language acquisitions, whether it's grammar, pronunciation, listening, and especially vocabulary. With this cool and fun media, it turns out that they can learn English voluntarily. And several studies have proven the effectiveness of interlingual subtitle to teach vocabulary. One of them was conducted by Alisa Sadiku, quoting from the International Journal of Science, Basic and Applied Research, or IGSBAR, entitled "The Role of Subtitle Movies on Vocabulary Students' Development," reveals that the result of the pre-test and post-test on students who were given treatment to watch intralingual subtitle in English films, interlingual subtitles in Albanian movies or native, and no subtitle shows positive results for the fact that interlingual subtitle or on the Albanian subtitles help learners acquire more vocabulary than the English subtitle or no subtitles. And based on the pre-research, the researchers found it has already begun to applied by Miss Ellie, the English teacher of Senior High School 3 Ciamis, in the 11th grade within the lessons of explanation text. According to her, being up to date in all matters is important for teachers, especially to address conventional learning media that are no longer interested for students. By using audio media, visualizing subtitle education videos is an easy, encouraging way that is also effective in gaining full attention from students, even before the lesson begins. She added that the reading and explanation text would make students difficult to understand terms that were unfamiliar to them. And Miss Ellie also used the drilling method by playing a video several times before asking her students to answer questions based on the text to strengthen students' memory and make students fully comprehending the questions. And based on the explanation above, the researchers is interested in examining more deeply the benefits of interlingual subtitle to teach vocabulary. Regarding to the recent issue, the researchers thinks that it can be solved by applying this technique. So the researchers is doing the research entitled A Study on Interlingual Subtitles in Vocabulary Teaching in 11th grade students of senior high school 3 Ciamis in the academic year of 2019-2020. And the problem identification based on the background of the study is as follows. The first is how is the implementation of interlingual subtitle on teaching English in vocabulary by teacher? The second is what are the problems faced in teaching vocabulary using interlingual subtitle by teachers? And the last is how does the teacher try to solve the problems in teaching vocabulary using interlingual subtitle? And the problem limitations in this research. The researchers focuses only on Science 1 class, second semester, teach by Miss Ellie, study on the explanation text using education video provided with interlingual subtitle. And based on the background of the study, also problem identification explained before, the researchers formulated the problems as follows. The first one is how is the implementation of interlingual subtitles on teaching English in vocabulary for students of 11th grade students in senior high school 3 Ciamis in the academic year of 2019-2020. And the second is what are the problems faced in teaching vocabulary using interlingual subtitle by the teacher on teaching English in vocabulary for students of 11th grade students in senior high school 3 Ciamis in the academic year of 2019-2020. And the last is how does the teacher try to solve the problems in teaching vocabulary using interlingual subtitles on teaching English in vocabulary for students of 11th grade students of senior high school 3 Ciamis in the academic year of 2019-2020. And then the objective of the study. The objective of the study is as the following. The first is to know how is the implementation of interlingual subtitle on teaching English in vocabulary for students of 11th grade students in senior high school 3 Ciamis in the academic year of 2019-2020. And second one is to know what are the problems faced in teaching vocabulary using interlingual subtitles. And the third one is to know how does the teacher try to solve the problem in teaching vocabulary using interlingual subtitle on teaching English in vocabulary for students of 11th grade students of senior high school 3 Ciamis in the academic year of 2019-2020. And the last of this Chapter 1 is about the benefit of the study. So there are 3 benefits of the study. The first one is the theoretical benefit. The result of this study will give the chance to a discussion on focusing in teaching vocabulary using interlingual subtitles and helps other researchers to conduct the research on the same language skills with a different analysis and give the importance of using interlingual subtitle to teach vocabulary. And the second is about practical benefits. For the teachers, it gives the information to teacher to teach vocabulary using media, video, education, provide interlingual subtitles, and for the students to help students learn vocabulary, use interlingual subtitles. And the third is for the other researchers, is for give the reference to the other researchers to conduct a research. And then the next, I will explain about chapter 2, about review on the related study. The first one is the general concept of subtitle consists of definitions. the kinds of subtitle and the advantage of subtitles. General concept of subtitle. So the definition of subtitle itself is subtitling is a process of converting the voice to the text from the TV broadcast, internet, film, video, live broadcast, and the other production that is shown in monitor or screen. So we can conclude that subtitle is a transcript of language or a foreign language provided in the video. And the kinds of subtitles, according to Gottlieb in Barker 2001 247, he differentiates subtitling from a linguistic viewpoint. There are two kinds of subtitles. The first one is intralingual subtitles, which is the subtitle in the original language that includes subtitling of domestic programs for the deaf of hard of hearing and subtitling of foreign language programs for language learners. And the second is interlingual subtitles, which is a subtitle in another language or not a domestic one. So in this study, we are going to focus only on interlingual subtitles. And the advantage of subtitles. Subtitles is believed to be an effective way to learning activities. According to King in Zanan 2006, 43, as stated in Husna 2014, the advantages are as follows. The first one is they bridge the gap between reading and listening skill. The second is students can learn to process text in a foreign language rapidly and improve rapid reading by trying to keep up with the subtitles that accompany the dialects. And the third is students can learn how to pronounce many words consciously and unconsciously. And the last is subtitles allows learners to follow the plot easily. And then there is there are two kinds of subtitles. The first one is intralingual subtitles, which is the subtitle in the original language that includes subtitling of domestic programs for the deaf of hard of hearing and subtitling of foreign language programs for language learners. And the second is interlingual subtitles, which is a subtitle in another language or not a domestic one. So in this study, we are going to focus only on interlingual subtitles. And the advantage of subtitles. Subtitles is believed to be an effective way to learning activities. According to King in Zanan 2006, 43, as stated in Husna 2014, the advantages are as follows. The first one is they bridge the gap between reading and listening skill. The second is students can learn to process text in a foreign language rapidly and improve rapid reading by trying to keep up with the subtitles that accompany the dialects. And the third is students can learn how to pronounce many words consciously and unconsciously. And the last is subtitles allows learners to follow the plot easily. The next review on a related study is about review on media. Consists of the definition of media, the kinds of media, and the importance of media in teaching language. So the definition of media according to Sadiman, media is a software includes message or education information which shows by using a tool. So media is a tool to make something work easily. And the kinds of media are visual media, audiovisual media. The importance of media in teaching. So education can be separated with media nowadays. Media can be used as a tool or source of knowledge, motivate students, provide information, and exercise. That is according to Prawi Radilaga and Siregar 2004-6. So the next review on related literature is about teaching vocabulary that consists of two things. The first one is general concept of vocabulary and the second one is drilling. So teaching vocabulary according to Cross 1990 first 11 until 13. Teaching vocabulary can be done at three stages. The first one is presentation, second one is practice, the third one is production. And general concept of vocabulary. Definition of vocabulary. Vocabulary is a set of familiar words within a person's language. The type of vocabulary that are reading vocabulary, listening vocabulary, speaking vocabulary. And now about the drilling. Drilling refers to a type of audiolingual technique based on students repeating a model provided by the teacher. The focus is on accuracy rather than fluency. The next related research is about review on explanation text. The definition of explanation text is a text which tells processes relating to forming a natural, social, scientific, and cultural phenomena. Explanation text is to say why and how of the forming of the phenomena. It is often found in science, geography, and history textbooks. The generic structures of explanation text is starting the phenomena's issue which are to be explained, and then sequence of explanation text is stating a series of steps which explain the phenomena. And purpose of the explanation text is to tell a process relating to forming natural, social, scientific, and cultural phenomena, to explain how or why something happens. 2013 curriculum was launched by the government of Indonesia in July 2013 and designed for fulfill students' needs. The process of learning includes 5 points. They are observation, questioning, experimenting, associating, communicating. And principle underlying the English curriculum is to be able to make students the first understand that all language learning is necessary, live, enriching, and reflecting process. The second is to communicate that are read, listen, view, write, and represent effectively and with confidence. The third is make meaningful connection between themselves, what they encounter in text, and the world around them. The next is think critically. Understand that all texts advance a particular point of view, must recognize, question, assess, evaluate, appreciate the cultural impact and aesthetic power of text. Use language to interact and connect with individuals and communities for personal growth and for active participation in world citizens. And the last thing is about previous study. Alisa Sadiku quoting from the International Journal of Sciences, Basic and Applied Research, or IGSDAR, entitled The Role of Subtitle Movies on Vocabulary Students' Development, reveals that the result of the pre-test and post-test on students who were given treatment to watch intralingual subtitle in English, interlingual subtitle in Albanian native, and no subtitle shows positive result for the fact that interlingual subtitles help learners acquire more vocabulary than the English subtitle or no subtitle. The differences from this research is this research will only focusing on the use of interlingual subtitle to teach explanation text for 11th grade students. The next, I will explain about the research methodology. So, research designs this study This study used descriptive qualitative research according to Bogdan and Taylor. Qualitative research is a research which yields the descriptive data in form of written oral words from observing people or behavior. Shortly, qualitative research is the research which data having a purpose to describe, to decode, or to draw a meaning. And setting of the research. The first is place of the research. The research conducted at Senior High School 3 Ciamis according to the phenomena the researchers found in the pre-research. The second is time of the research. Time of research in April 2019 till the end. An instrument of the research. The main instrument in this research is researcher herself. However, the researchers still need an additional instrument like recorder or supporting instrument like syllabus and lesson plan. Data resources consists of three. The first one is event. The event is the process of teaching and learning Miss Ali's class 11th grade student Senior High School 3 Ciamis. And the informant is Miss Ali, English teacher of 11th grade students. And the documents using is dealing with the study like lesson plan, syllabus, and etc. And the technique of the collecting data is use observations by observing the process of the class, teaching and learning process, and an interview by in-depth interview with Miss Ellie, the teacher of the English education. The teacher of English. And the technique of analysis the data, I use the Miles and Haberman, which is there are 3 stages, suggest 4 steps of data analysis in qualitative study. First is data collections, second is data reductions, presentation, and conclusions. And last but not least, the data trustworthiness of the data. According to Meleo, triangulation was the technique of examining trustworthiness of data by using something excluding of the data to check or to compare the data. So the researcher used the triangulation, which is divided into 4 techniques. The first one is triangulation by using resources. The second one is triangulation by using methods. The third one is triangulation by using investigator. And the last one is triangulation by using theory. I think it's enough for my presentations today. Thank you so much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.